The soldier snatches a rifle off the ground. He hurriedly aims it at a German soldier. The other guy doesn't hesitate. He pulls the trigger. But it turns out the gun jams. The Soviet soldier is shaking with nerves. Even his trigger finger won't stop trembling. The German sees it and smirks. He tosses his gun aside and whips out a knife. Lucky for him, a veteran shows up in time and saves him. That was a close one. And you can tell right away, this is his first time ever seeing real combat. The raid finally ends. They count the bodies using a roll book. Yep, these really were students. Just a few days ago, these young guys were still sitting in classrooms. But one order, a draft notice, shattered their peaceful lives. The Germans are fired up, ready to push in toward Moscow. The Soviet commander plans to launch an ambush, but then realizes this sector is desperately short on troops, and the only unit they can still move is 3,500 cadets from 2 military schools in Podolsk. But the principal refuses at first. These kids are the country's carefully trained reserves. Most of them are only 18 or 19, and they're just 2 months away from graduating. Sending them now would be a pointless sacrifice. But if they wait 2 months, the country might not even exist. So they're forced to send these young fighters to the front. It's something nobody wants. But if the nation falls, they won't have a home to return to anyway. Right now, they have to throw in every last force and hold the Germans back until reinforcements arrive, even if the principal can't bear it. With the nation's survival on the line, he has no choice but to obey. He starts rallying the students at the school, no matter the cost. They must push the Germans back for 5 days. They've got no backup. Even their weapons are basically training gear from the academy. Even so, they still choose to fight. For the flag, for the nation. If we have to die, then let us die like heroes. After saying goodbye to their families, the young soldiers head straight to the front. On the way, the Germans drop a wave of bombs. Caught off guard by the sudden strike, some of the boys panic. They don't even have time to run. A truck bursts into flames, and it's loaded with explosives. Everyone risks it to haul the explosives out. One young soldier runs into the cab to stop the fire from spreading to the other trucks. He drives the burning truck away without thinking twice. And then suddenly, the truck. Just like that, the young soldier sacrifices himself. Everyone freezes. This is something they never imagined in all those daily drills. Only now do they realize the battlefield is pure death. But there's no time to grieve. They have to set up the ambush immediately. They're already hidden along the road. The Germans are forced to use. When the German motorbikes roll by and the column gets close, they say hello with artillery fire. The surprise attack hits the Germans before they can react. The lead scouts have to hold the line, and the young soldiers keep dropping enemies one after another. Meanwhile, somewhere else, the principal leads Unit 5 to strengthen the defenses. They're getting ready for a do-or-die battle right here, because this is their last line. After the intercepting fight ends, the captain brings back 68 student notebooks, which means 68 more students are gone, killed in action. So many died here last night alone. They dug graves but still couldn't bury everyone. They did their job, holding the enemy back. With the troops gathered at the bridge, inside the trench, 2 young soldiers talk about their ideals. And then, they hear enemy planes roaring overhead. Bombs pour down like a storm, smashing the Soviet positions. In seconds, the ground turns into hell. I've never seen a school that brutal before. The Soviets sent 3,500 students onto the battlefield to stop the German assault. Against the enemy's modern weapons, their chances of survival get thinner and thinner. That bombing run, a storm of bullets and shells slams into the Soviet line. In seconds, the ground turns into hell. This is the Germans' surprise strike. After the rain of bombs finally passes, the trenches are littered with bodies, and enemy tanks keep rolling forward. The Germans try to punch through the line, but the Soviets block them. With just one shell, they blow the first tank apart. The tank behind pushes up and gets shoved straight into the river. The Soviets fire a second shell, and it works again. Wave after wave gets beaten back. The Germans can only retreat for now. To scout the enemy camp, the Soviets send out a few recon guys. They find the enemy's position. German weapons are seriously advanced. Pure manpower won't stop them for long. The only way is a sneak attack, so the Soviets bring out a secret weapon. They move through the night to set an ambush, but on the road they run into two young soldiers. The colonel gets suspicious and walks over to check. Thank God it's not the enemy. Not far away, there's also a cargo truck following behind. Their behavior feels a little off. An officer pretends to ask for directions, then kills the civilian. He's actually German. They're disguised as Soviet troops sneaking through, and the two young soldiers spot the whole thing. They immediately report it to the commanding officer. By the time morning comes, the Soviets' secret weapon has already infiltrated the enemy position, and those Germans from last night follow them here too. Right as they're about to launch their sneak attack, the Soviets are already waiting. They wipe them out. Turns out the commander had been set up to ambush them all along. Because those two young soldiers showed up in time, they end up saving Unit 5. Right after that, the Soviets get the rocket launchers ready. They aim straight at the German position. The colonel immediately gives the order. In an instant, the German camp is blown to pieces. The two scouts seize the moment. One grabs an officer, the other drags the enemy straight into the river. Back at camp, during interrogation, the enemy officer stays silent. He won't say a single word, but his subordinate is terrified of dying, so he spills everything. Now, the Soviets fully understand the Germans' attack plan. Getting hit again and again drives the Germans furious, so they bomb the Soviet positions. The ground turns into smoke and chaos. Poison gas spreads everywhere. The lieutenant orders everyone to put on gas masks, and the Germans use the cover to build a bridge across the river. When the smoke finally clears, the Germans are right in front of them. The lieutenant shouts a battle cry and gets shot instantly. The enemy tosses in a grenade. One medic freezes, not knowing what to do. Another medic grabs it and hurls it back out. The radio operator picks up a rifle and charges into the fight. He drops one enemy and yells in excitement, but the next second another enemy chokes him out. On the battlefield, stuff like this happens all the time. One soldier has already lost his eyesight, but he still refuses to leave. Even if he can't see, he wants to stay and fight beside his brothers. After days of brutal fighting, Soviet troops keep falling. The Germans even offer surrender terms, promising rewards if they lay down their arms. But the soldiers don't care. No one wants to be a traitor, still. No one knows how horrific what's coming next will be. Just watch this. A bomb hits a soldier dead on. When his teammates drag him back, the young soldier has lost both legs. The enemy attacks with flamethrowers, burning through countless lives. The young soldiers huddle together in fear, hearing their friends scream. They break down, crying in pain. One soldier stands up to avenge them. He shoots at the enemy's fuel tank. But right after that, they're spotted. The Germans open fire and kill them on the spot. They can't hold the position anymore. Soviet casualties are horrific. At the medical station, the rear keeps sending in wounded after wounded. The scene is so brutal, the head nurse can't take it anymore. She confronts the commander, asking why it's only students fighting out there. They're getting shot up, critically wounded. Some step in and die instantly. Where are the reinforcements? Watching them fall one by one, the commander is devastated too, but orders are orders. He has no other choice. All he can do is endure it. The Soviets can't hold much longer. High Command decides to blow up the bridge, but when they trigger the explosives, nothing happens. That's when they realize the wire's been cut. A young soldier doesn't even hesitate. He jumps into the river, using a raft as cover. He swims in to reconnect the line. While enemy bullets rip toward him non-stop, he finally reaches the base of the bridge, his body covered in wounds. He grits through the pain, reconnects the wire, basically tying his life to the bridge. For victory, he sets the detonator, but he doesn't make it. Not far away, the Soviets spot what looks like their own tanks. The young soldiers go crazy with hope. After days of hell, they think reinforcements finally arrived. Cheers explode across the battlefield, but then someone notices it's a German disguise. The Soviets instantly snap back into combat mode. They roll out the artillery. In just 7 minutes, they take out 9 enemy tanks. German infantry also moves in, and the firefight erupts. But command orders a retreat. Because their real reinforcements have arrived, the lieutenant refuses to leave. He stays behind to cover the retreat. A young soldier sees that and won't back off either. He chooses to live and die with the lieutenant. But their position is exposed after the artillery fire. Nearby teammates want to help. Stop that tank! But it's useless, because the turret is already locked on. Their only chance to beat it is to target the tank itself and blast the gun barrel. In that life-or-death moment, several grenades land right next to them. They exchange one look and understand each other instantly. Between survival and duty, they choose to keep fighting. With the blast of the cannon, the German tank explodes, and the two soldiers stay here forever. In the end, the battle is over. Out of 3,500 students, fewer than 100 make it back. The order was to hold for just 5 days, but they end up fighting for 12 days and nights, all to buy precious time for reinforcements. On the way back, the relief troops slow their march, paying respect to these young soldiers and their officers. This film is adapted from a story that really happened. In a desperate situation, the young soldiers followed orders to defend their homeland. Because of their courage, their fearless spirit, Moscow was saved. They fought not to be praised by the world, but to give back their youth and their fire for their country.